What is going on? Online business growth secrets for health experts Facebook group. We are so excited to be here with you today on a beautiful Monday evening. Every single Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can find us here providing valuable training for you. Today we have a really special one that I know you're going to love. So as you are jumping on, just go ahead and comment Team Live if you are live with us right now. If you are watching this on the replay, go ahead and hashtag Team Replay. And the reason we tell you to do this is for multiple reasons. Number one, so that we know you're here, so that we know that you are here with us, so that we know we're having a conversation with you, not just ourselves. We also do that because what happens is, and this is part of today's lesson, what happens is when you comment, right, on a live stream, on a post, you're actually helping other people also see this training, other people that would find this training valuable that otherwise haven't been on their phone or seen a post come up. They miss this training if we don't comment on it. So if you want to help your colleagues, if you want to help other members in this community to see this training so it can pop up on their feed because it's going to be highly impactful, then just go ahead and say hello. That's all you got to do. That's not all. You can also participate and engage with us throughout this time because we, like I said, like to have a conversation. So for those of you who don't know us, my name is Javier Carlin. I'm a physical therapist, and this is Marissa Case, and she is a registered dietitian. And what we do is we help you gain clients using online strategies. We help you grow your online business. And if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then you're in the right place at the right time. So what do we have tonight?
So tonight we're talking all about Facebook, when you should have a profile, a group, or a page, at what point in your business you should do what. So let's see, before we dive in, who we have on live. Let's see, we got Amy, we got Joelle. Hey guys. So as you guys are jumping on, of course, just say hi. Again, Team Replay or Team Live. And as always, if you know any other health experts, feel free to invite them to the group, tag them in any posts or trainings that you feel that they would find valuable, and we'd love to have them. More the merrier.
Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah. So really what we're going to teach you tonight is how to use Facebook to grow your business without wasting hours, without wasting your life. Okay. Because we see so many people, right, that are, to be quite frank, all over the place with social media. And it's not, it's just because we don't know any better, right? We were in the same position years ago, and it was frustrating, right? It was overwhelming. It was exhausting because we were posting everywhere, right? Posting all this content on all these platforms, trying to do our best to grow our business. And guess what we were getting? Crickets. We didn't get anything, right? All we got was tired. So if you're ready to find out the truth about Facebook, right, profiles, groups, and pages, then you're going to want to stick with us tonight because we have a ton of information that we know you're going to love. So have you ever asked yourself one of these questions? Can Facebook really help me to grow my business? Maybe you thought, should I be posting on my business page? Because I've been posting on my business page for over a year now, and I haven't gotten any clients from it, right? Should I be posting on my page? I hear about people posting on their personal profile for business, but I don't know how that sits with me, right? Maybe you thought that too, okay? Maybe you thought, should I even be putting effort into this? Will it even actually help me grow my business? Will it even help me gain clients? Like, what does that process even look like? Is that a thing? Right? Should I even put my time and energy into something that I don't know is going to get me a lot of rewards, right? And for some of you, maybe you've tried it already. Maybe you've tried doing this for a few days, a few months, right? Maybe even a year. And you're still like, what's up with this? Because I know that other people are having success, but for some reason I can't. Have you ever felt that way? Just go ahead and let us know down below if we're not alone. Just put a big yes in the chat. Okay, because if you have those questions, or if you've had those questions, okay, we're going to go ahead and break all of those down for you. With that said, what we want you to do is, as we're going through tonight's training, we have a PowerPoint, right, presentation that we're going to help walk you through. But as you are going through tonight's training with us, we also want you to ask your questions as they come up. Okay. The reason is that if you wait till the end, you're going to forget them. And what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time at the end of the training tonight to answer all those questions for you. We'll open it up to a Q&A. Okay. So we can make sure we tackle all of those for you. So you leave here feeling clear, right? Feeling good and ready to rock. Sound good?
Let's do it.
All right. Beautiful. So let me share my screen. Whoop. There we go. All right. So Facebook business growth training. Let's go. Who's excited? Comment excited in the chat. All right. Profile, group, page. What do we do? When do we do it? Let's find out.
All right. So we have a big agenda, lots of information here tonight. So what we're going to be covering is, first of all, understanding the proper time to have a profile, a group, and a page. Next, we're going to go over the importance of simplicity and focus. Then we're going to talk about how you can prime your Facebook feed, what that means, what that looks like, how that's going to help you guys get clients. Next, we're going to go over why you don't need a page starting out. We're going to give you very simple explanation as to what Facebook pages do and break that down for you. Next is the number one mistake that can cost you everything. The one trick to 3x your engagement. Who would like that? Come on. We're going to show you how to go from chasing leads to a flooded inbox. How many of you guys would like that, right? To have your inbox just flooded with messages from people saying, how can I work with you? And we're going to go over how to create content for each stage in your business. And then last but not least, we're going to show you our 5-step process to turn content into clients.
All right.
Lots of information tonight.
Yeah.
So big picture goal of this training is to gain a clear understanding of the 3 different roles that your Facebook group, page, and profile play in your marketing. That's the overall picture of what we're covering here tonight. So the question is, do you have a Facebook profile? Do you have a group? Do you have a page? Do you have one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them? If so, what time? What time in your business? So we'd love to know, for you guys currently watching live or even those on the replay, which one of these do you have? Well, obviously you have a personal profile because you're on it right now watching us, right? So you guys have a profile. Do you have a group?
And when we say profile, we mean, do you use your profile for your business or is it your personal profile?
Like for family and friends.
For family and friends. Exactly. That's
right.
what we mean by that.
So do you use your Facebook profile for business? Do you have a group? Do you have a page for your business? What do you guys have? Or all 3? Let's see. Amy says all 3. Melissa says all 3.
All right.
Cool.
And I'm curious. So where do you mainly post for your business? So where do you mainly post for your business? Do you mainly post on your business page, inside of your group, on your profile? What is a top place where you continuously put content on?
Yeah.
So we have Stephanie, profile uses business. Joelle, profile is more personal, 100%. Toby, page and profile. Cool. I like it. Joel, there's a shell of a page doing nothing. LOL. Hey, Joel, this is the perfect training for you then, because you might learn, well, you will learn something tonight where it would have saved you a ton of time. So you're in the right place. Profile and page, personal profile, all 3 mainly post in my group, occasionally on my profile, group and profile, Joel, page. Awesome. Cool. All right. So we're going to break that. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now we have an idea for where everyone's at. And again, drop your questions in the chat as we go. Okay.
Perfect. So here's what to actually do.
All right. So first and foremost is you want to stop doing it all. Okay. You want to stay focused and keep it simple, especially in the beginning. I know this sounds overly simplistic. It's like, oh God, here we go again, right? How many times have I heard this before, right? Keep it simple, stupid, stay focused, right? And stop doing it all. It's, again, one of those things that's so easy to understand, but so hard to actually do, right? So what we want to break down for you tonight is we want to keep it simple. We want you to stay focused depending on the stage of business that you're on, right? And at the end, closer to the end today, we're going to show you what those different stages are. We're going to break them down into their financial equivalents, meaning, depending on the revenue that you're bringing into your business, that is where you should focus your efforts. Okay, we're going to give you some examples of what that looks like. And really, here's the reason why. Okay, what ends up happening and what happened to us early on is we were all over the place, right? We were on Facebook, we were on Instagram, we were podcasting, we were on YouTube, literally everywhere. Okay, and what happened is that we were so exhausted, so our energy was drained, right? And we were putting all this effort and spreading that effort out into all these different places. And what happened was that the impact of the content, the impact of what we were doing actually started to really dissipate. Like it was barely there because our attention was diverted into all these different places, and people could feel that that the content that they were watching, right, wasn't really for that platform. So because because we were so diverted in our focus, right, we weren't getting the engagement that we really wanted, the engagement that is necessary to actually turn people who are watching your content, right, from consumers, right, to customers. So it's really key that when we figure out, okay, what stage of business am I on, that we do everything to maximize that stage, right, and systemize it to the point where it becomes a habit. And once that becomes a habit and it's so easy, right, for us to maintain, then we stack on the next level. Okay, because what happens if we half-ass stage 1 and half-ass stage 2 and half-ass stage 3, right? We have a half-ass business, for lack of a better word. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to build a strong foundation, right? And it actually gets so much easier when we do it the right way. Okay, does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, and like Javier was saying, I mean, each platform is used for a different reason. So just for an example, right? If we're somebody scrolling on Instagram, Instagram is a very fast-moving platform. Now they have, the reels on there, but everything is typically pretty short. It's either a picture or a very short video. So people on Instagram are going scroll, 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 right? Versus people on YouTube, they're more likely to sit there and watch long videos. They know they're going to be spending a lot of time and energy on that platform. So you have to be careful, which platform you're on dictates which type of content you're going to make. So if you're making content specifically for Facebook, then you try to put that content on Instagram, on YouTube, on this, on that. It's not going to get as much reach just because you're creating content specifically for Facebook and not for the other platforms. And what happens is it could be really discouraging. Because let's say you create this amazing piece of content for Facebook and it gets a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of interaction, and then you put it on, YouTube or you put it on Instagram and crickets. And that makes sense because you didn't create that piece of content for that platform. And that could also just mentally be very discouraging for you as well. It's so important to just hone in on one platform, maximize it, use its full potential, squeeze all the juice out of that one platform. And then like Javi was saying, systemize it so it just becomes automatic and easy.
Yeah. And we're going to break down exactly that engagement hack, right? And what to focus on to get more people, more engagement on your platform during your trainings or the content that you put out there. Okay. So what we want to do, okay, is we actually want to show you, we're going to dive because we can show you what to do on your personal, we can show you what to do in your group, we can even show you what to do on your business page when the time comes for that, right? The first place we want to start, okay, is your personal profile. And I know a lot of people have a lot of hesitation to doing that for so many reasons, and I get it, right? I totally get it, but you have to make a decision, right? Is growing my business, if I'm going to be using social media, in this case, Facebook, right, more important than how I feel about what other people think about me, right? Whether it's friends, whether it's family, which those two categories should be supportive of what we do anyway, right? Otherwise, they shouldn't be our friends. And family, they give you a hard time sometimes, but they still love you, right? So that's the thing, right? We have to understand, why am I building this business? Who am I building this business for, right? And if you think about it, right, the answer probably is, well, I'm building it for my clients to serve them, but I'm also building it for me and for my family to take care of them, right? So anyone else is irrelevant in the nicest way possible. Is that, you guys feeling me here? You guys with me? Because at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And again, is to care about what other people think or might think about us in our business. Nah, we don't have time for that. So let's talk about using your personal profile and how to prime your Facebook feed so you can start getting more people to view your content, and not just get them to view your content, but get more people to take the next step with you. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So what do we do to prime your feed?
All right. So first things first, Facebook allows you to have a maximum of 5,000 friends. So everyone, if you can go ahead, do it now or do it after the training. Curious to know how many of your friends or how many friends do you guys have on your Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So we want to reach 5,000 friends, but we don't just want any 5,000 friends on our Facebook. We want 5,000 friends who maybe potentially are ideal customer, our dream client, somebody that we want to work with in the future. Those are the people that we want to start adding as friends on Facebook, and we want to accept people as friends that could potentially be our clients as well.
100%, right? Because if you think about it, a business is driven by a customer list, right? By leads. And the cool thing about Facebook is you get to actually find those people for free, right? They're all out there. All the people that you could possibly need to help, right? You can find them and they're there, right? And you can put them on this specific list where they not just get your written word like through email, where they just don't get a brochure, right? Or a flyer from you, or potentially maybe one day see you at a health fair, right? They can constantly see your face, get to know, like, and trust you, and think, you know what? I didn't like this guy in the beginning, but he's kind of cool, right? He says some things and they're pretty good. And he actually seems like a nice guy, right? He has a family, he has kids, he likes to do this on the weekends, likes to go to the beach, right? Whatever the thing might be. But it starts to build that know, like, and trust. And you're like, man, this person's actually a human just like me. And they're nice people. And they truly, genuinely want to help. And that's what people are going to be thinking, right, about you too. So you can start to see the power of this more specifically in comparison to other marketing methods. Okay. You guys with me? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys may be thinking, well, I currently have a full-time job. I work a 9 to 5, or I work, 40 hours a week. I work the weekends. I have a family, this and that. How long is this going to take me? In reality, it shouldn't take you more than 15 to 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Do you guys have 15 to 30 minutes a day where you can just kind of add some friends and accept friend requests?
Yeah, and that's a part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can friend request those 50 people a day, right, in less time. But there's also other components to it, which we're going to dive into now. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the process? The process. Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
Okay. The process. The process is you want to accept and add new friends. Okay. If you really want to take the engagement to the next level, you want to watch and engage with your dream customers, your customer list on your Facebook profiles, stories. Okay. You can watch and engage with their stories. That's another level of personal connection. Okay. Because you're starting to learn about people, starting to connect with them at a personal level of the things that they're doing daily. Right. And it could be a word, it could be a like, a heart, something that shows them, man, that's cool. Right. I love that. That's so awesome. I'm so happy to see that you're having fun doing X, Y, and Z thing. Or, oh, that's so cool. So interesting. Right. Just things that a normal person would do. Okay. You want to use new features. So any new features that any platform has is actually very high in the algorithm, because whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, right, they want people to use those features because they want to blow them up, because they spend so much time, money, and energy creating them. So they're very high on the list for them. So the more you use them, the more people start to see you, right, and the services that you have, and that actually gives you more exposure, and Facebook continues to show your stuff even more. Okay. So it's super powerful to figure out, okay, what are those new features, whether it's live video, whether it's stories, whether it's using different emojis, whether it's the memes, the little memes that pop up, right? Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. So anything that you can do to keep people there, right? And they study this hard. They do a lot of research on this. The reason that they create these new features is for that, to keep people on there. So the more you use them, the more people see you. Okay. You want to like and love relevant posts on their timeline. Okay, so not just the stories, but you also want to like and love their posts on their own timelines, right? Just like they were a friend, because they are, right? So you want to go ahead and make sure you do that. What happens when you do that is those people actually start to see you on their feed more often, right? Because Facebook says, "Oh wow, looks like they're friends." Right? It looks like they know each other and they interact and engage often. Let me make sure that they see each other's posts more often. Okay? So like and love, and you also leave a comment on a relevant post. Okay? The next step, right? And there's different posts that you would do on your personal profile. We're not covering that today, but we are going to cover this more in depth in our 5-day challenge next week. Okay. So you want to send them a private message. Okay. Reason is very similar to the posting component, right? Is whenever you send someone a private message, Facebook says the same thing. Oh, wow. Okay. They're friends. They engage, they interact, they message each other back and forth. So what happens is, again, Facebook shows all of your posts, right, to them first. So before you go to post something, message the people that you want to see it, right? After you post something, message the people that you want to see it. And what's going to happen, again, like I said, is more people are going to see it. And if it's relevant to them, they're going to comment on it. It's going to boost it even further. And it's just this chain reaction where you're getting a ton of engagement and a ton of exposure, right? But this only happens big time on your personal profile. Okay. It does happen in the group and business page, but more so on the personal profile. So I don't do this just because of this, right? But it does help, right? You can wish your friends happy birthday, and it's a great way to start a conversation. Okay, cool. Beautiful. So I know for some of you, you're thinking, man, like, but what type of content do I put out there? Right. I struggle with content, right? It takes a lot of creative energy and I just don't know what to post. Right. So how do we look for inspiration?
So a couple ways you can look for inspiration. So number one, so as you guys are priming your Facebook feed, which we just talked about, you can look for inspiration for content. So if you're a dietitian, a physical therapist, occupational therapist, health coach, and you have other friends in the same industry, the same profession as you, you're most likely going to see their posts as well. You're going to see posts from other dietitians, physical therapists, health experts, right? So what you can do is you want to scroll through your feed every day as you're priming your feed, about 15-30 minutes, and you want to look for posts that you can model that have a lot of engagement, and we'll talk about that in the next couple bullet points. But basically what you want to do is you want to either take a screenshot, a picture, copy it somehow, and what we do is create a folder on Google Drive. You can create any type of folder you want. In your computer system, we just personally like using Google Drive. So for an example, what you can do is you can create a folder that's marketing/sales, and then within that another folder that's for content, and then within that another folder for inspiration. So when you guys are lacking inspiration, you're tired, it's the weekend after your 9 to 5 and you're like, oh my goodness, my brain is fried. I have no idea what I want to post. What do? You go to that inspiration folder, and it should be a lot easier to create some content. Now, when it comes to engagement, you want to look for posts that have over 100 plus engagements. That's ideal, right? But if you see something around, 75, 80, that's awesome too. So go ahead, look for posts that get a lot of engagement, take a screenshot and save it to your drive. That's step number one. So next, you don't just want to copy. We are not about copying things. You want to model it. You want to get inspired. You want to use these posts for inspiration. Okay. So we want you to think to yourself, why did this work? Is it because it was simple? Did it work because it was complex? Did it work because they were using certain words, certain phrases that really hooked their ideal clients? Did they use like GIFs, emojis? Did they put up a poll? Why did this work? And you want to take note of that, because that's a key piece of information that you can take with you while you create the rest of your content. So really important, not just to copy it, but to analyze why these types of posts got high engagement. Does this make sense? Cool. So never copy, like we said, just use this to get inspired and kind of model your posts and your content on this. Again, refer to this folder on the days that you're batch creating content. And yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is specifically if you, so in your business, right, there's going to be other people that are in a similar business, right? And we don't want all of our friends and all of the people on our feed, right, to be other health professionals, because that means that we don't have our ideal clients, right, on our list. However, with that said, you can have a few people that you follow, whether again it's on Facebook or Instagram, and you're observing, okay, what are they doing, right? What are they doing that's working, and how can I model it, change the content in it, but model it in a way that also allows me to get more of a reach because of the content that's being put out there. Because I know for many people, right, and I'm not sure if that's you too, but for many people, it is tough, right? It can be tough to create content, especially for those that are still working quite a bit, right, in their job. A lot of people, it's like, man, creating content is hard. It's like, no, creating content is hard after you get out of work, right? Because you're mentally fatigued, you're physically fatigued, right? Same thing for business. A lot of people who are wanting to transition to full-time in their business are like, man, business is hard. Business is exhausting. It's like, no, business and a job is exhausting, right? So we want to know that going into business for yourself should be easier than your job. It's just when you do two of them, there's going to be a lag time where it can be a little bit extra work for sure. But the hard work you put in the beginning is going to allow you to go full time in your business, where you have a lot more freedom and make more money if you have the right strategy. Right? So hopefully this was helpful so far on how to look for inspiration to really make your life easier when you're producing content.
Yeah, we have a couple of people that said they like this idea and great info. So thank you. I'm glad this was helpful.
Awesome. Yeah, good.
We got more. There's more where that came from.
But wait, there's more. Awesome. So here's the truth, okay? The truth is that we use these different platforms, these different mediums, right, within Facebook for different reasons, okay? So the first piece here on the left-hand side, right, is your profile. So we specifically use the profile mainly to attract leads, okay? To attract leads. And what that means is to get people who are in our target audience to raise their hands, who are interested in the things that we have, right? And there's different types of posts that we can go into. It's going to be a little bit too much for tonight's training, but there's different types of posts that you would do to get people to raise their hands wanting what you have. Okay, so this is the first piece. There is your profile is mainly to attract leads, and I would also say to start building that know, like, and trust factor. Okay, in the middle here we have the Facebook group. Okay, your Facebook group is to nurture leads. Okay, to nurture them, again, to continue to build that know, like, and trust factor, to get people to connect with you, to engage, right? You're building a relationship with people virtually, yes, right? But in a community style, and it's very, very similar to what you would do in person, right? And even more so when you're doing video trainings, right? When you're seeing someone's face, when they're hearing when they're hearing your voice, right? They get to understand you and your personality and vibe with you at a much higher level, right? So that is the group. And then we have the business page, okay? The business page is only useful and it's only effective when you're either running paid advertising, right? Or using a chat bot, right? Which you would use with paid advertising. So it's not that it's bad, but I see a lot of people, right? And again, it's just that, we weren't taught this in school, obviously, that mainly use their business page. And then a year later, 2 years later, they're like, man, I haven't gotten any clients from this thing, right? It's because Facebook only shows your business page post, right, to either people that have liked it or people who are seeing it with paid advertising. So you have to pay to play. You have to put money on the business page, give money to Facebook so they can show your stuff to more people. Right. And even then, you have to be more strategic than just posting stuff on your page. Right. If you're just cross posting and it's not taking you too much time, that's okay. But we just don't want you to put all your time, money, energy, and focus into that. Right. Unless you have the right paid advertising strategy. And even then, there's a time and place for that. And we'll tell you when that is. Okay. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
No?
You
Okay,
got it.
cool. Yes, I got it. So, so the truth is, okay, you can actually run a successful business with just creating content on your personal profile. That's the truth. You can do all these things, attract, nurture, and convert on your personal profile, right? We love the group and we'll explain why, but you can definitely do it on your profile. We know many people who literally just use their personal profile and are making 10K, 20K, 30K a month just using their profile. No lie. Okay. So here's why you don't need a page starting out.
All right. So here's we're talking about the business page here.
Business
on
page.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's why you don't need a page starting out. So number one, like Javi just said, you barely get any organic reach. So you need to pay to play. You need to have those ads, right? So no one is paying attention to your page unless you are dumping money into Facebook, right?
Mhm.
So you need to have the ads, you need to have the right ad strategy, and you really need to know what you're doing with ads or hire somebody to get your ads and make sure that they are on point, because ads can be a very tricky thing.
They can be. Yeah.
Very tricky. So, and again, not that Facebook pages are bad by any means. Facebook pages are great if you know how to use them and you know how to implement them in your business at the right time. So now you're like, okay, when is the right time to have a Facebook page? Well, it is when you want to start running ads and or when you want to set up a chat bot. And for us, if you guys want to put a monetary value on it, when we recommend when you're making at least 10K per month in your business, that's when you can start, transitioning to the page.
Yeah.
Doing
Even
ads.
then it might be too early.
Yeah.
Even then it might be too early. But if you are there, it's totally fine. Like that's an okay time to start. Because you've started to really hone in on your messaging. And that's the key with running advertising, is you want to make sure your messaging is on point. Otherwise, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So very, very important that we understand that. Okay. Another question that we hear often, right, is, hey, can I just make a second profile so I can separate my personal from my business, right? And the answer is you can, but you shouldn't, because you risk getting shut down by Facebook. And not just one profile, but both profiles. And guess what? Then you really can't use Facebook to grow your business. So it's very key. Oh no, I think my mouse just died. Let me see. I'm going to use this. Let's do this. Okay. All right. We are close to being back in business. Yeah, there we are. Cool. So you risk getting shut down by Facebook. Number 2, you risk getting reported. Someone may flag the account as a spam account. Number 3, really just the idea is this, right? We don't want to think of Facebook as entertainment, right? This is your business. We don't want to be consumers. We want to be producers. And being consumers of Facebook, right, wastes a lot of our life, right? A lot of our time, a lot of our energy. And if we're using Facebook for entertainment, our life is going to look very different than if we're using Facebook for business and to produce and to provide, right? And to serve. 2 very different lives. Okay. And again, don't worry about what your family, your friends think, because they are not paying your bills. They're not paying your bills. I love them, right? But they're not paying my bills. My clients, my customers, the people that we serve at a high level, right, are the ones that are going to pay our bills. So we want to provide value to them, and that's who we're constantly thinking about, right? And that's who you should be thinking about serving too. Okay? And again, if you are concerned, you can use this trick instead. All right. I'm not going to show you right now, but I can tell you what it is. Okay. So in Facebook, you can actually create friends lists. Okay. So if you're like, I get it, guys. I know, but I still have this little thing inside my head that's telling me don't do it. Right. Or whatever that fear is, that's stopping you from using your personal profile to provide value. Right. Whatever that fear is, in the meantime, you can do this instead. Okay. So on Facebook, on the left-hand side, if you click on see more, there's this thing called friends list, right? When you click on friends list, it'll pop this screen up and you can actually create different lists. You can name them different things, right? So you can have a list that's public where everyone sees it, including your friends and family. You can create a list that's specific to your potential customers. You can call it leads list or, potential clients list, right? And then every single time, now this is where it's extra work, right? You have to, every time you get a new friend, you friend request someone, you engage with someone, you have to add them to this list, right? So it's an extra step. Now what happens is when you add that specific person to this list and you go to make a post, right? You go to make a post before you click on the post button. All right, you guys following me? Before you, I know it's hard without the visuals.
You can rewatch this training though.
You can rewatch it, yeah, for sure. So before you go to make a post, there's a little thing there that says public. You click on where it says public, and it'll have the options of friends list, private, public, only me. I don't know why you would post something to only you, but hey, it's there. So you would click on friends list, and then it's going to pop up a list of options of which friend list you want this post to show it to. And guess what? It only shows that post to that list of people. And that's how you can separate your friends and family from your potential clients on Facebook. Okay? Whew. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Go ahead and comment. I'm with you. I'm with you. I know I went kind of fast there. Yeah, you guys with us?
All right.
All right, beautiful. So
Cool.
Now that we've got that down, okay, here is the one trick with you. Awesome.
Great.
One trick to 3 times your engagement. Okay, so let's see it in action. It's gonna be so simple. Like, man, that's powerful though. Okay, so this is how you go from chasing leads to a flooded inbox. Okay, so essentially what we're doing here, okay, is we're turning our Facebook business, right, from daily outreach to an inbound automated marketing strategy. Now, we're not getting rid of daily outreach because it can really expedite your business growth, but we want to have both. Okay, so the way we do that is with this Facebook funnel. With this Facebook funnel. Okay, so we have our personal profile that leads to our Facebook group. Now, when you join a Facebook group, there's typically 3 questions that you can place on there. We have 3 specific questions that we'll be showing you next week in our 5-day challenge. 3 specific questions that we like to ask. Okay. One of those questions is for an email address, right? When we get an email address, we have a software that automatically sends that information to our email marketing system. Okay. That email marketing system. So we get that person's email. It goes in directly into our email marketing system. And then they start getting some welcome emails, right? They get welcome emails, just telling them a little bit about us, what the group is about, giving free resources away. We have a ton of free resources that we give away through our email sequences. Okay. And most importantly, what we do is whenever we have a training. So again, how many of you either got an email from us or a text message or both? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Okay. And for those of you that unsubscribe, I know who you are. I still love you, but no, I'm just kidding. It's all good. It's all good. We're still friends. So we're still friends. So the key here is in order to get more people, right, to your content, that's the key. Okay. We don't want to post 7 days a week, post on all these platforms, right? Praying and wishing that people will see it. We want to really create one really good piece of content. Okay. An example, like one of these trainings, right, that we're doing right now, one big piece of content that's going to be very valuable. And we want as many people to it as possible. We want people that are being sent from our email list. We want people being sent into it from our text message list. We want people to be sent to it from the posts that we put in our group before, right? And guess what? We don't just do that the day of, we do it the day after. Okay, so we send people to this training throughout the week. So instead of creating 7 pieces of valuable content, we create one, but we make sure that one gets watched. Ta-da! That's the secret. Okay? That is a secret. So,
all right. So this is for my visual people. I'm a very visual person. So some of you may be thinking like, okay, I understand, got to use the profile, got to use the group. And when the time comes, I'll use the page. So here is a great little breakdown that we created just for you all. You can take a screenshot of this, take your phone out, take a picture. So depending on how much money you are bringing in your business per month will dictate what the best way to use Facebook is. So let's start with that 0 to 10K per month. So these are the people that are just starting out their business. Maybe they have a couple clients under their belt. Maybe they've been in business for 2, 3, 4 years and they still have just a couple clients here and there, right? So what should you be doing if you are making anywhere from 0 or $1 at least to 10K per month in your business? The biggest focus of your energy when it comes to Facebook should be your personal Facebook profile. Okay, that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck if you use your personal profile properly. So, and then you'll see we do have marked group there, but we have a little asterisk next to it. So when it comes to the group starting out, you can have the group or you don't necessarily need to have the group. It could go either way, right? Depending on how much time and effort and energy you have and how much time and effort you want to put into your business. Now, having the group will definitely accelerate the growth of your business as well, because you're not only going to have your profile, but you're going to have your group. So, but you got to manage both of them a little bit differently. Some similarities, but then some differences.
And you have to feel good about your profile, right, before you stack on the group. Right. So there are some things that we have to make sure we have in place before we try to tackle both of them. It's definitely possible, but that's why we put a little asterisk there, right? Because it depends, right, on your personal life, personal factors in your business. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely. And then the next is if those of you who are making anywhere from 11 to 20K per month. And I know some of you look at that number and you're like, how? Like, is that even possible? 100% possible, right? So anywhere from 11 to 20K per month, this is when we really want to use our personal profile and we want to have a really strong Facebook group, okay? So that's what we should be focusing on when it comes to Facebook when you're in that level in your business. Then when you reach the next level, which is roughly 21 to 30K per month, and yes, that's possible in your business, that's when we would start incorporating the Facebook page if you want to. You don't always have to have a Facebook page. You don't have to run ads. You don't have to have the chat bots and stuff like that. But when you're at that mark, then is a really good time to implement the page if you want. And then on the bottom, you can see there, it says, if you're making anywhere from $31,000 plus per month, that's when we really want to hire a team, right? Create systems and have help in managing all of this, because it is going to be a lot to manage.
Yes, 100%. So the numbers that we're talking about right here, right at the bottom there, 31 to 100K per month. Okay. This is we're in an online business growth secrets group, right? So some of you that have a private practice and in-person business as well might be thinking, whoa, that's insane. That's a lot right before I bring someone on. And you're right? You'll definitely want to bring someone on sooner. Otherwise you'll go crazy. Okay. Trying to do it all, especially in person. In the online business world, it's different. You can get a lot further revenue wise before having to hire anyone, right? We still recommend bringing someone on like a virtual assistant closer to the beginning, right? But even then, right, you don't have to grow as quickly from a team perspective, right? So there are because I know some of you have that question in the background. We want to make sure that we're clear on who this information is for, right? And depending on what type of business model you have, because that's a very big distinction, okay? Just so you're aware. All right, awesome. Beautiful. I see some questions rolling in. So we're gonna, it's been 45 minutes. Hopefully, yeah, you guys must be loving this because you're all still on. I love it. So this is the last bit for tonight. Okay. Then we're gonna we see some questions rolling in. So we're gonna dive into some Q&A. And then from there, we'll see you next week. So, 5-step process to turning content into clients. Okay. This is it. We're going to go through this rather quickly. Okay. But if you want this more in depth, you'll want to join us for our 5-day challenge next week. Totally no cost. All right. So step number 1, you want to batch create content and schedule posts. Okay. This is going to make things very easier for you. Okay. Especially if you have another role at a different company right now and you're growing your business on the side, right? You want to make sure that you get the content out, right? You want to have the right content that goes out. And in order to ensure that, so you don't depend on it like in the morning when you wake up and you're probably tired, or at night, right? You want to batch create and schedule your posts in advance. Okay. It's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and you'll be more consistent that way. Okay. Number 2 is you want to prime everyone who engages with your content. So remember priming, right? It is liking and loving. It is commenting. It's messaging. Okay. The more you do that, the more connection you build naturally, right? The more people see your stuff, the more likely they are to turn into a client. Okay. You want to create posts with a call to action. You always have to tell people what to do next. Okay. You can't assume that they know. We have to tell them. Okay. Because the call to action, what it allows you to do is to let people know, hey, this is what the next step is. Okay. Just take this action in order for you to get to that next level, to that next step. Okay. So you always want to make sure you have a call to action. A call to action doesn't always have to be, hey, buy now or apply here, or it doesn't always have to be like, register using my link. It could simply be, hey, comment this below. It could be, hey, what do you think? Right? You ask the question, hey, what do you think about that? This is what I think. Right? So a call to action is just telling people what to do next. Okay. And it could look like a wide range of things. Number 4, if someone engages with your content, you want to send them a message to start the conversation, just like you would do in person. Okay, no different. Whether in person, it's, hey, you meet someone, face to face, you get their phone number, you start texting back and forth, right? Same thing online. You engage with someone, right? And then you get their phone number, right, through Messenger, and then you engage back and forth. Same thing. Okay. And number 5, if it makes sense, if you can truly help them, okay, if you have a solution that could help somebody, you want to make them an offer. And an offer doesn't always mean invest in my services. An offer could mean, hey, let's hop on a call. Let's talk a little bit. Let's see, if we might be able to help you, or at the very least, point you to someone who could, right? That is also a variation of an offer, right? Now, an offer to offer your services, your programs, your packages, that's also something that you should be doing, right? Especially if you can help someone, you don't want to withhold that from anyone, right? You want to make sure that people get the help that they need. So you want to make them an offer, okay? And that's the 5-step process to turning content into clients. Now, this is the intention. This should be what content is for, right? Content should be converting people into clients. If you're posting content and it's not doing that, right, then there's a piece, right, of this strategy, right? Whether it's what we have here, what we talked about before, that's leaking, right? You have a leaky bucket. Okay. We don't want a leaky bucket. So that is the 5-step process. All right. So what we're going to do is we have a couple more minutes. So we're going to dive into a quick Q&A. So what questions do you have? Go ahead and drop your questions in the chat below. Okay. And while you ask some questions, we are hosting a 5-day challenge next week. It is a no-cost 5-day challenge. It is a live 5-day challenge, right? There is a VIP if you are interested in taking it even further with us. The 5-day challenge is the Facebook Group Launch and Growth Challenge. It is the last challenge that we do this year, right, for the Facebook Group Launch and Growth Challenge, okay? It's an amazing challenge. You'll literally have your group built and ready to launch by the end of it. We're going to dive into what we talked about today at a much deeper level, and it's going to blow your mind. Okay. It's our favorite challenge to do. So if you want to join us, just go ahead and comment the word FB. So I guess the letters FB down below. We'll send you the link to register. It's going to happen it's going to start Monday in a different group. Okay. Different group. So if you don't, it's a pop-up group. If you don't register, you're going to miss the party. We don't want you to miss a party. Okay. So register, join the different group. Okay. So you make sure that you watch all the valuable trainings, okay? Because it's gonna be amazing. So you'll want to join us. We're gonna help you build your group. We're gonna help you launch your group. We're gonna show you the behind the scenes strategies to get people to join your group, okay? And then dive even deeper in how to turn them into happy paying clients, okay? So if that's something that you want so you can grow your business, make more money and impact more people, then go ahead and comment Facebook down below, FB, so we can send you that registration link, all right? So let's go into questions.
Cool. So Toby and Kathy will get that link to you shortly. And let's see, I saw 2 people had the same question earlier.
Okay.
It was, Amy and Joelle had the same question. It says, what is a good way to weed out those not your ideal client? So one thing I would suggest is doing what Javi spoke about earlier, is using those friends list on Facebook. And anytime you come across somebody who may potentially be your ideal client, go ahead and put them in a list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think the even before that, right, we have to know who our ideal client is, right? Because if we don't know who they are specifically and how to and who it is that we're looking for, right, then when we're looking for them, we don't know where to look, right? And we don't know who to add as friends. So what happens is that we start getting a bunch of people that might not be our ideal client. So in order for us to weed out those who are not our ideal client, we have to know who is our ideal client, right? And then we can go deeper on that for sure. But that's the gist of it. So hopefully that's helpful for now. Cool. Awesome. By the way, everyone, before you jump off, we are going to give you the opportunity to get these slides if you want them in just a second. So stay for that. Let's see. Was the next question Sarah's?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe, yes.
What's the question?
So Sarah writes a question for the end. It is seen as socially taboo to tag a bunch of people to a post. 1, so it makes sure they see it, and 2, so it ends up on more timelines, or is that tacky? Like, I have been posting for fellow PTs with content specific to my niche to educate them, but also so they know where to send patients within that niche.
So Sarah, great question. Really good question. I would say I don't like tagging anyone unless they've requested to be tagged. Okay. So unless someone has, like, for example, we put up a post this morning that said, hey, who's going to be joining us for our live training tonight? And many people said, show me, right? The call to action that we put on there. And those people, right, we have gotten permission to tag them in this post, right? Or to send people a replay. So just, I've never liked when people tag me in things that I wasn't interested in, right? That I didn't ask to be tagged. So we want to ask for permission, right, first. And then when people, the way we get people to know what we do is those other types of posts, right? That we're going to be teaching next week, and that we've taught before. Those types of posts get people interested in what we have to say. And then from there, we can let people know more about what we have to offer. And whether that's, directly to the clients or other healthcare professionals, you also get more notice that way because you're building a personal connection, right? Hopefully that's helpful. Awesome.
And then last question we have was from Joelle. Love to hear a bit more about the initial growth to 5,000 friends. Even if you can find such people online, what's the initial outreach like when you don't know them and they don't know you? That's a
great question, Joelle. Man, it goes pretty in depth into how to do that. How do you want to answer?
I'll give you, because we have to hop off in about 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have another training to do. But the big picture overview for that basically is we always want to lead with value. So that's the biggest thing, is actually lead with value, provide an answer or at least some sort of direction to people's questions. Specifically, we like to look in other Facebook groups. So knowing who your ideal customer is, going into Facebook groups or other online communities where your ideal client would be, joining the conversation as just an active community member and not as a health expert, like salesperson at all, right? Just go in, provide value, answer their questions, maybe point them to some free resources or something like that. And then the goal is that they actually really enjoy what you wrote. And they're like, ooh, okay, he actually told me something useful. Like, let me see who this guy is. And they're going to go click on your page. And then that's when that Facebook page, your personal Facebook profile, comes into play, because it basically is your big business card. Mm-hmm. So from there, that's how the conversation would kind of start, and they would possibly want to become friends with you because they want to hear more about what you have to say.
Yeah. So that's a great question, Joelle. A great answer, babe. So that's how you do it. All right, that's how you do it. That's a big picture overview. Now, before we jump off, who wants these slides? Just go ahead and comment slides in the chat if you want these slides. If you want these slides, all you have to do is let's get this training. If you found this training valuable, let us know also in the chat if you found this valuable. If you found this valuable, help us get this training to other people in this group so that they don't miss out. Because a lot of people are like, I don't know what's happening over there. It looks kind of cool, but is it worth my time? So let people know it's worth their time. If you want these slides, just leave a post inside of our group and say, hey, Javi and Marissa, training was great. This is what I got out of it. This was my takeaway. Highly recommend everyone else in this group watching it too. Okay. So if you do that, once you do that, just let us know, and then we'll go ahead and send you these slides. Sound good? You guys will do that for us? All right, awesome. We love you all so much. Remember, comment Facebook also. I know there's a lot of commenting, but comment Facebook so we can send you that registration link to join the challenge. It is free. You'll spend 5 days with us. We promise you it's going to be like nothing else you've ever experienced. You're actually going to leave there with a tangible asset. Right? A group. If you already have one, you're going to actually learn to optimize it, make it even better. Okay. So you can really have an asset that's going to allow you to impact more people and generate more income. Okay. For years to come. So thank you all so much. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye, everyone. Peace out.